apologize, we don't have a speaker system, so if you can't hear me in the back, raise your hand. I probably won't be able to see you either. Welcome to the hail and farewell of the North Andover Boxford District Veteran Service Officer. I'd like to make some introductions. Some of the folks may not have arrived yet. And if I miss you, please forgive me. Representative Linda Dean Campbell. Representative Diana DiZoglio. Senator Bruce Tarr. Representing Senator Ives is our good friend Dennis Marcello. The group of selectmen from North Andover, Rosemary Conley Smedili, Richard Valancourt, Philip Colangiro. I tried. And Don Stewart. From Boxford, Selectman Mary Ann Ney. Town Manager, North Andover, Andrew Mailer. Town Manager, Boxford, Alan Benson. Register of Deeds, Paul Iannicello. I'd like to welcome Ed Mitchell and his family. Jerry McGuire and his family. And if we could all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now I'd like to please remain standing. I'd like to introduce Reverend Richard Knight. Present the invitation.
I've served on the Patriotic Observance Committee with Ed for the past 5 years, and it's just been an honor and a privilege. And my goal in life, Ed, is to one day be at least half as well organized as you are. Amazing, and it's just been a privilege. I've learned a lot. And when it comes to Jerry Maguire, in the movie, that Jerry Maguire said, "Show me the money." Well, I know this Jerry Maguire, and he says, "Show me the veterans. I want to help them." And that's his heart, and that's Ed's heart, and we have a lot to be thankful for today. Let's pray. Oh God, we first pause to remember all who serve in our armed forces. Thank you for their courage, their strength of character, their love for our country, their love for us. Protect all those in harm's way. And as always, we pray for the gift of your peace. On this day, we thank you so much for Ed Mitchell. Thank you for the many ways you have gifted him and how he has used his gifts here in North Andover and Boxford. Thank you for all the vets he has served. Thank you for the huge role he played in Freedom House. Bless him in his retirement. Bless him in body and spirit. Give him the gift of good health and protect him. Give him the beautiful retirement that he has earned. And we thank you for Jerry, for his love for country and for our vets. Bless this gathering with your joy. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Ed Mitchell, front and center. I don't get to say that too much after this, right? So I'd like to bring up some folks who would like to maybe say a few words and present some citations. Representative Campbell, Representative DiZoglio, Senator Tarr, Dennis Marcello.
So very quickly, being an Army person, there's quite a few jokes that I could tell about petty officers in the Navy and their service.
No football jokes, though.
No football jokes, and they're really not appropriate for this particular audience. So I'm not gonna go there. But what I would like to say is that a petty officer in the Navy is clearly the person that gets the job done. So in our lives, we have crises every day. And you know, a conversation between a ship captain and a petty officer such as Ed, given his assignments with nuclear submarines and other very, very serious assignments, you know, goes something like this. Ed, we've known each other a long time. I have a problem, and the problem is such and such. Can't get the ship on a level. I can't get the missile to fire. There's just one that's giving me a slight problem. And, you know, can you get it done? And of course Ed says, and he smiles, of course, sir. It'll be done quickly. We can solve the problem. And then of course, you know, the officer will say, you know, to rub it in, and how long is this gonna take, Ed? And it all, you know, it gets done. And so petty officers in the Navy are in a class by themselves, and I say this even as an Army person in relationship to the job that all our non-commissioned officers do. It's just quite an amazing job. And so I want to say thank you, Ed, and I also, I just want to say that, you know, given that experience that Ed had, for him to become a veteran service officer, given what he could have done in the private sector, I think says more than anything else can say, just given what you did during your career. And so, you know, for all of us here, I think in our hearts, in our minds, that service as a VSO is equal, and it is as great a service as your service was in the Navy. So on behalf of many, I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because there are very few jobs more important right now than VSOs. So on behalf of the House and Representative DiZoglio, we'd like to present this citation from the Massachusetts House of Representatives. To Chief Edward Mitchell, in recognition of your service to our country in the United States Navy, and equally important for the critical counsel and assistance you provided to our servicemen and women as the Director of Veteran Services. Signed by the Speaker of the House, Representative DiZoglio, Representative Moran, and myself. And on behalf of a grateful Commonwealth, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we wish you well.
We're not done with you yet.
Yeah, we're not done. We're not done.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a great afternoon because we're here to honor somebody so valuable in this community, Ed Mitchell. He has done a fantastic job, not only for the veterans in this community, but for the veterans across the entire Merrimack Valley. And I think that we can see here, Ed, looking at the people that have come out from Boxford, from Methuen, from Haverhill, from Lawrence, and all the surrounding areas, that you've made an impact beyond the walls of North Andover into the greater Merrimack Valley. So we thank you for that. Thank you. And unfortunately, Senator Ives and Senator Tarr were otherwise engaged today, so they're not able to make it. But they asked me to read the citation on their behalf and on behalf of the entire delegation to make sure that we honor you, from the state Senate as well. It says, "Be it hereby known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Chief Edward Mitchell, retired Navy, in recognition of your 15 years of dedicated and exemplary service to veterans in the towns of North Andover and Boxford as the District Director of Veterans Services, and be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its very best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the Clerk of the Senate. Signed by the President of the Senate, Stan Rosenberg. Signed by the Clerk. Signed by State Senator Kathleen O'Connor Ives, represented here today by Dennis Marcello. And also signed by Senator Bruce Tarr. Congratulations and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't leave yet. Selectman Richard Valencourt.
I'd just like to also, kind of hard to follow the state delegation, but I'd like to take a chance, this opportunity to thank Chief Mitchell for his service to North Andover, for the amazing work you've done over here in the last 15 years. The capstone being Freedom House, and just all you've contributed. There's so many heroes among us, so many veterans, and you've represented them well, being a hero yourself and being at that level. So we want to thank you so much for your service. I've always appreciated Chief Mitchell at the patriotic observances, the way that you run the ceremonies and your command presence, and it's an honor to have worked with you on those and to be present with you on those. So I'd like to take an opportunity to read this certificate of appreciation. Presented to Chief Edward V. Mitchell, U.S. Navy retired. For over 15 years of dedicated service to the town as District Director of Veterans Services for North Andover and Boxford, your professionalism, dedication, and integrity have been a credit to yourself, the veterans, and the entire town of North Andover. Thank you on behalf of the town of North Andover, and the best for you in your retirement. Presented by the Board of Selectmen, January 8th, 2016, Tracy Wattsman, Chair. Thank you so much, Chief, and enjoy.
Joe Ed Smith, Commander, American Legion.
Lord. And I'd like to present this citation to you on behalf of the American Legion Post 219, North Andover. We want to thank you, Ed, for your services and for all the actions you've exhibited, your hard work and integrity and so on. I greatly appreciate it, and God bless you and your next endeavor.
Joe.
Kathy Darby and Adele Johnson.
Ed, I'm pleased to present this gift to you on behalf of the employees of Town Hall at the town of North Andover. And I just want to say what an honor it really has been working with you. I took over the supervision of the Veterans Department in July of 2014, and Ed got Adele, who was transferred from another department at the same time. So we had two ladies at once that he had not previously worked with, and he was incredibly kind and gracious in assisting us as we both learned about veteran services. And one thing I learned is that veterans matter most to Ed. I would have to get in line behind everybody else, which was fine, before I could meet with him. So he definitely had his priorities in the right place. And so I just want to present you with this card with a little love token. And this is kind of heavy, Ed. You need two hands, okay? So you can store all of your mementos in it.
We'd like you to open it up.
Yeah, if that's okay.
Okay. Maybe you might want to put it on.
Yeah, it is kind of heavy. I put it in plastic. I didn't want it to get, you might not see this as a United States Navy SEAL, and it has a lock. So, but if you open it up, So there's a, it says to Chief Edward B. Mitchell, U.S. Navy retired, in honor of your retirement, thank you for your service, Town of North Andover. So you can put all your keepsakes in there.
Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to thank Ed for the last year and a half working with him. He's taught me a lot about veterans, and I've become really compassionate for veterans in my life now, and I thank Ed for it.
Where you going, Ed? I think it's important to understand that the position of the Veteran Service Officer, and not unlike serving active duty or when called to duty, there's a lot of sacrifices. And isn't it a job that is done alone? It's the family sacrifices. There's, Jerry, I know you've sacrificed, your family has sacrificed before, so it's something you're going to continue to do. I've been in Ed's office a number of times, and that phone rings or the vet comes in, and Ed's got family plans, and the family plans don't happen. It's take care of the vet. This is a continuance of what we do in service, and I think it's probably why we love our jobs so much. Not to be away from our families, but to be able to help those who are currently serving and those who have served. It's been a pleasure working with you, Ed. And, you know, it's, Jerry, why don't you come up also? Kind of segues into our next move here anyway. And we don't have a lot to give you today, Jerry, except our support.
And
Right?
veterans.
So, and hopefully your day will come when you're up here receiving all these wonderful proclamations. Some of the wonderful people that you've served have come to see you. I know we got a big change coming to this office. It's been a Navy office. It's been a Navy theme. And this is a, you know, it's going to be a huge change for many of us who are wearing this uniform. And I was talking to Ed about that, and I said, did you notice the other day, you know, we all, you know, some of us, many of us have our injuries from service, injuries of war, and some of us hide them well, some of us don't. I said, you notice how, you know, when Jerry was in your office here the other day, that twitching he's doing in here? He says, I've really never seen that in Jerry before. And Ed says, look around here. Look at all the Navy memorabilia. He says, that's what's doing it to Jerry. I says, well, how are you going to make him feel comfortable? He says, oh, don't worry about that. I'm leaving him a big hole to dig out of. So, our next part of the ceremony is for you to relieve the watch.
I do.
And Les, Ed, would you like to make some comments?
I do. I will make some comments. I was actually, I think the only item that I have to turn over to Jerry is my cell phone. And I've been dying to do that. Unfortunately, I lost it. No, the cell phone, I didn't lose it. I do have it. But the cell phone's important. As John says, you know, when it comes to veteran issues, we're 24/7. More than one time, 4th of July weekend, you know, I got the call. Sorry, I got to go. Somebody was in need. We had to help them, and we did. And you know, so that cell phone's important, but I am anxious to alleviate myself of it. with that said, I would like to share some words, but first, I'm ready to be relieved. In fact, I can probably, in doing so, I think this will have to be changed to retired veteran service officer. I don't have my keys, I don't have a cell phone, but I'm ready to be relieved.
You are relieved I have the keys. I am United States Army.
Any parting shots?
Have a seat, Jerry. A lot of people's been asking what I'm going to do with my retirement. Before I get into that, I want to thank my family. As John so elegantly portrayed how important that is as a BSO. To be successful, you really need to have that family support. And my wife, Diana, I love you. Greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I want to thank you for the love, devotion, and outstanding support you provided throughout the 15 years, allowing me to take work home with me, especially. Sometimes, you know, we brought veterans up to the lake just so that they can get away from some of the pressures of the days, and that meant a lot to them. You know, intrusion on our family, but it meant a lot to the veterans in helping them cope and move on, and that's a big plus, and I want to thank you for that. Many of you have had the opportunity to watch my two daughters grow up throughout the 15 years behind a podium. During Veterans Day or Memorial Day, they would often recite a poem or take part in a flag folding presentation or help with a donation drive, help with a Gold Star Mother's Salute up at the airport. My girls were always there willing to lend a hand and help support. My oldest daughter, Lauren, right now, as a commissioned second lieutenant in the Army Reserve, is is now down in Arizona for 4 months doing an officer training course down there. In Arizona, it snowed last night, so she's not homesick. And my other daughter, Colleen, is with us today, and again, you watched her help out, fold programs, hand out programs, recite poems, take part in our ceremonies. And Colleen, thank you for your outstanding support. Colleen, just as beautiful and intelligent as her older sister, was just recently placed on the Dean's List at Rivier University as she's majoring in nursing. So. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow town employees. I certainly wouldn't be able to accomplish half the things I did were not the support I received from, the outstanding support I received from the assessor's office, the treasurer's office, the town clerk's office, wealth of information there, always willing to help. Of course, the town manager's office was instrumental in getting us this Freedom House built and veterans housed. And of course, couldn't have done it without the building department and health department taking part. Of course, the fire department had a little taste of it as well. Our police and firefighters do great things throughout the community. Always are great supporters of our Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Department of Public Works. I just have to ask them once and they jump on it. Again, all of the town employees are outstanding when it comes to helping our veterans, and certainly made my job easier and a whole lot more enjoyable. I'd also like to recognize the support network that I established, and mostly throughout from the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, we meet other organizations such as the American Red Cross, the Army National Guard, Family Support Centers, and their readiness groups. The Army has an outstanding family support network, but not to be outdone, the Navy also had a great support network as well that started back in the 1800s. Back then, I believe it was called the Wives Club, right?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. And anyway, you know, the Wives Club were great supporters of military families throughout their careers. When it came time for them to retire, the Wives Club presented the retiring wife with a gift, and then the chiefs would present the retiring chief with a gift. Usually it's a memento that highlights his 20-year career, all his achievements and awards, and the spouse's gift is pretty much pertained to their retirement years, and to make that successful and less stressful, and it allows the retirees to make easier decisions. At least that's what it said in the gift. Anyways, but when we retired and we got home, by the time I got home, probably happened to you too, John, I ended up with both gifts, my gift and my wife's gift. And now that I'm a retiring veteran service officer, I decided it was time to relinquish that gift back to my wife, and I gave it to her. It was, as I said, it was a special gift that's been handed down since the 1800s. The gift is a Colt 45 single-shot Derringer, and it comes with a complete set of safety instructions, as well as a narrative on its proper use and how to have a successful retirement. In the 1800s, of course, it was back when they had horse and carriage, and so the retired couple received their gifts, and they're in the horse and carriage, and they're riding off to the sunset to go meet their cruise ship and enjoy their retirement lives. As they're riding, the horse stops and rears up. Well, the retiring wife throws the reins down and gets out, looks at the horse and says, "That's one." She gets back in, grabs the rein, and rides on. And she's wondering, what the heck? Says, okay, all of a sudden the horse rears up again. Dagnabbit, she throws the reins down, gets out, looks at the horse, that's two. Gets back in, and Chief's completely puzzled. Riding on no shorter than 50 yards, again, the horse rears up. The wife throws down the reins and steps down, walks up to the horse, pulls out her special gift, and shoots the horse in the head, dead. She gets back in the carriage, and the chief says, "What the hell was that? That's the stupidest thing I ever seen. How are we going to get to the Wife turns to him and says, "That's one." So, for my retirement days, I'll be doing whatever my wife says. I thank you all for coming, and I truly appreciate it. I'm not sure if Jerry, you wanted to say any parting shots. I hope you all have the opportunity to meet Jerry. I've known him for several years. I feel confident he will do an exceptional job as a veteran service officer and district director. Key being, the networking and the support groups, the supports from our elected officials, our veteran groups, the American Legion, the VFWs. Of course, the Veterans Northeast Outreach Center, I think, is the most underutilized tool by our veteran service officers. So, with that, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Just real briefly, Ed, thank you very much. You and I go back, I think, since the first day you walked in the door. I have been a North Andover resident. My children all went to North Andover schools. I would like to direct to this table here. These are some veterans that I've worked with in the past. My door is always open. As it was last week, 24/7, my phone is attached to my hip. They spoke of sacrifices. It's kind of like lemon meringue pie to us. It's just something we do, and I do lemon meringue pie. I very much look forward to serving the community of North Andover and Boxford. I look forward to the Patriotic Observance Committee. I sat on that several years ago. If there's anything at all a veteran needs, if you have a problem, I have a problem. It is just that simple. And I know Ed was the same way. You had a problem, he had a problem. And I am the solution through the VA, through the VFW. I want to thank Mark Allen, the service officer for the state of Massachusetts. He and I have worked closely in the past. I look forward to working closely with him over the next several years, decades. I am Jerry Maguire, and I am United States Army. Thank you.
I just want to say, add one last thing, that as my dad said, I've been lucky enough to have the privilege to be a part of a lot of what my dad has done for this town. And growing up and seeing that, I know it's something both me and my sister will carry with us, because this wasn't just a job. This was a passion of helping veterans and helping their family and going above and beyond the work that was required. And I got to see that every day, and that's something I'll take with me. And that's something we need more in the world, and I know that Jerry will carry out that tradition. So as you enter the next chapter, may your joys be as deep as the ocean floor and your sorrows as light as foam. Thank you very much.
So in closing, this is about the hail and farewell of our veteran service officer, but I do think it's appropriate to thank those who are in the office helping him. The volunteers who came in and helped Ed and manned the office while he was out doing a visit at a veteran's home, and Adele. And Adele, I know in between, you know, when Ed is out taking care of vets in the community and the service that you were able to provide for vets, and in between this transition, keeping that office going, and just being that person that vets felt good coming to see. We certainly appreciate your help and people like you in all the VSO offices. So thank you very much. Time for a beverage. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
There's pizza and salad, so everybody go help themselves, and maybe, okay? I've never met you, but I met
It's a great day here in North Andover down at the VFW. We're celebrating Ed Mitchell and his service to the community. Ed, thank you so much for what you've done for the veterans and our veterans' families in this community of North Andover. And welcome Jerry Maguire, our new Veteran Service Coordinator. We look forward to working together. Thank you so much.
Thank you for caring. Thank you for your service. Thank you for doing such a great job taking care of our vets. We're going to miss you.
We had a recognition of our World War II veterans, and he was very involved in helping us set it up and with our American Legion and the town of Boxford, and it was so successful, and you know, we were just really pleased. So it's too bad that he's leaving, but I think you know, the new veterans agent, Jerry Maguire, hopefully he'll have large shoes to fill, and I think he'll do it.
Yeah, I just want to lift up Ed Mitchell. He's done a great job in helping veterans in North Andover. He's helped me and my family. We live at the Freedom House. I have a special needs daughter, and it's very hard for me and my wife with one income to make it happen, and Ed made it happen for us. And he's done so much for the town of North Andover and veterans and his family and the sacrifices they've made. I just want to say thank you, Ed, for all you've done. and God bless, and we will pray for you and the family in retirement, and enjoy it. You're very much well deserved. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ed. It's been a great 15 years you serving the veterans of North Andover and beyond. The turnout here was tremendous. It's a great tribute to everything you've done in your career. Congratulations and good luck.
I'd just like to take an opportunity to thank Ed and wish him the best in his retirement. He's been an amazing veteran service officer for us, for the town of North Andover and Boxford, the last 15 years. Great turnout today, as a testament to his value to the community and how well he was respected. As I said in my little comments earlier today, that I really appreciated working with Chief. And it's been an honor and a real privilege to serve with him for a short period of time. So best of luck, Chief, and enjoy your retirement. It's well deserved.
Hi, this is such a bittersweet day. Today we say goodbye to a really good friend, and I'll tell you what an asset to the town of North Andover. Ed Mitchell, his love for his fellow soldiers and veterans and Navy men and Marines and sailors and Coast Guard is just unsurpassed. He took everything like he treated every one of them like they were his own family, and we are so fortunate to have him. And look at all the good that he has done. I mean, we got the Vietnam, we got the Veterans Building and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and as I said, the Veterans Housing. This is all because of Ed Mitchell and just never saying no. But having said that, he deserves a great break. We love him. He'll always be welcome back. But we also welcome our new friend, Mr. McGuire, and I've only heard wonderful things about him, so I think our veterans will continue to be well served. And this is coming from the proud mother of a captain in the Army and the daughter of a veteran, so both from North Andover, and I'll tell you, we are well served in North Andover by our Veterans Services officers.
I'm pleased to join with so many people today in honoring Ed Mitchell for the good work that he's done as our veterans agent, particularly here in North Andover. Ed has been one of those key people that helps to keep the promise that we make to our veterans by making sure that they have access to services and they can get a full understanding of all the things that are available to them. He's also been a great champion of patriotism here in town, helping to lead us on so many Memorial Day ceremonies and Veterans Day ceremonies and other kinds of things where we remember just how important our veterans are. He's been a great leader in the veterans community. We've been very lucky to have him. We wish him the very best as he now moves on.